Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious Podcast. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Yeah, here I am, the original HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. And on today's podcast, we are going to go round 2 because so many of your rubber underwear were in a bunch from last week's podcast about what a high-value woman was. And I promised you guys that I would have Big Bernard back on the show for his 2 cents.
I'm going to give more than 2 cents.
Oh, my God. I wish you would give me more than 2 cents, you cheap bastard. We're going to talk about what constitutes a high-value woman from a male perspective. And I think that we're also going to get into, I just feel like this could be a thing, but I'd also like to talk about what you think a high-value man is, because you listened to my last week's podcast.
I did.
When you were having coffee today.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, that was such a good podcast.
I loved it.
I have some really good ideas, blah, blah, blah. And then I was putting my makeup on today and I was like thinking about like what a high value man is, because I think it's only fair that we kind of dabble in that a little bit too.
Yes.
I just threw that on you.
Yeah. Thanks. No problem.
Welcome to the podcast.
Well, I'm so happy to be back on the podcast. Now I'm not leaving after this one, and you'll see me every podcast. You'll listen to me every podcast.
No.
Why?
No one's asking for that though.
Everyone was asking. I was reading.
Who?
And, all of the ambitious is out there. We're saying, where's Matt?
The ambitiouses?
Yes.
The ambitchi?
The ambitchi. We're all emailing and looking for me and say, where's Big Bernard? Where's Matt? Why isn't he on?
Why do they have like a Middle Eastern accent?
I don't know. I know I had a Middle Eastern accent.
You just did like a little situation.
Well, maybe one of them was Middle Eastern. I don't remember.
Oh, you're such a bullshit artist. So when you were listening to last week's podcast, like what came up for you?
Well, a couple things. I think the main thing that came up for me was really being at a certain level to be able to attract the person that you're looking for. I think you said in the podcast of last week was, if you're a 4 and your ideal man is a 10, meaning not like what they look like or anything like that, but at 10, they're an achiever, a strong man, loving, caring, all the things that you're looking for in a man, whatever that is. And you're a 4 and you're looking for a 10. It's like you're price shopping out of your price range.
Yeah.
Right? It's
right.
Like, I love a $5 million home, but I only have $50,000 to put on it. Right?
It's not a jumbo mortgage.
It's not going to happen. Right? It's not going to happen.
Right.
And it doesn't happen that way in real life either. Right? But it's so easy to say, how come, Sheila or this person has this unbelievable husband and this, that, the other thing. That person may have been working on themselves a really long time.
I agree.
Or they may have been brought up differently. I mean, I can speak for both of us because I know you so well, that we had to actually really work towards being the people that we are today, right?
Every day.
Every single day. Self-improvement, looking to be better, trying to be the best we can.
Learning, constantly growing.
Constantly falling on our faces sometimes and moving forward even in spite of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let me go back to what you just said. So I was saying in last week's podcast about being a 4, but you want a 10.
Yes.
And like you said, I'm not talking about looks, people. So fucking calm down.
Oh, it has nothing to do with looks. Look at me.
Stop it. You're handsome. But listen, just because to me you're a 10.
Yes.
To other women,
I'm a 10. I was just joking.
No, but to other women, they may not be attracted to you because you're not their type.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And like, my favorite is like these fat, gross losers that have like nothing going for them. These men, they'll like watch like a Victoria's Secret runway show and they'll be like, oh my God, look at her toes. And I'm like, have you looked at your fucking self and your stains, your grease stains in the mirror on your shirt?
They're making fun of her saying she's not beautiful enough.
I have always been, okay. It's like the guy in Shallow Hal.
My favorite movie.
You love that movie. Listen, for all of you younger people listening to the Ambitchious Podcast, because I know you're out there, it's not just like elder millennials and Gen Xers that are listening to this podcast and boomers, but there's a lot of like younger people, and I'll say something and they'll be like, who's Shallow Hal? Yes. Tell them about the Shallow Hal character that I'm talking about.
Okay. Shallow Hal character was like, this average at best looking guy,
below
average guy who was below average in every way. I mean, his career, the way he thought about women, the way he acted, the words he used,
the way he dressed,
the way he dressed. But he was after, like, these Victoria's Secret models, and it was Jack Black who played the character, and Jason Alexander was his best friend,
the guy from Seinfeld, George.
And it was just so unbelievably funny how they would try to get these unbelievable women, in every single way. But he was so shallow that the women that he wanted, they were really losers. They may have been beautiful, but they were losers. They weren't nice people.
Remember when they were at the bar and they were talking about, like, what would be your dream girl? And he's like, she'd have tits like Rebecca Romaine Stamos before she was Stamos. And she'd have like an ass like, Cindy Crawford and this fucking supermodel and that. So they were literally like taking pieces of women's bodies
and putting them together and talking about them.
And these guys couldn't get laid on their fucking best day.
No, they were hurting puppies.
But aren't those the men? And that, you're around more men than I am and have been in your life. Aren't those the same men that think that they're like the cat's ass?
They're the cat's ass, and they're not. Or they'll look at everybody.
Do you know anyone like this from your childhood growing up?
Tons. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
Don't name drop.
I'm not going to say anybody's names. I wouldn't do that because I was one of them, believe it or not.
You weren't.
I was kind of shallow when I grew up in the 80s.
Everybody was shallow in the 80s.
I graduated in 85, so you figure, right? I mean, I was shallow and an idiot, and I told you I had to work myself out of it.
Yes.
Right? I didn't have any role models. And I would be like, oh, that's the exact way to be a man. That's how I need to do it. No, it was trial and error. And, I had to transform how I thought of things, mostly because probably of pain. It was like I wasn't happy doing what I was doing or acting the way I was doing, but you don't know any better.
Yeah.
Right? You can't until you learn how to do things differently.
It's funny because I always dated like really handsome guys because I always went for looks.
Yes.
And then my mom once said to me, she's like, you always date this like bodybuilder type guys and this thing and that thing. She's like, why don't you just date a fat, ugly guy and see if that works out? And I was like, maybe I will. And I did. And it was like one of the worst relationships that I had.
Probably not good.
I was like, oh, God. I mean, the fat and ugly ones are mean too and rude and stupid. Oh, that's great.
Well, there's plenty of them out there.
Oh, God, more than not.
Yes.
Do you think that a lot of these people that I work with, not really who I work with, but some of the people out there that listen to this podcast, do you think a lot of them are delusional? Like, meaning they think that they're 8s, but they're really 4s. And again, I'm not talking about looks, people. Yeah. I'm talking about the way people show up in the world.
Right.
Do you see it a lot?
Yes, I do. And it's mostly like, I can talk to somebody that would be like, if they have negative language or, they're talking about all the things that they can't do or all the things that are problems instead of looking for solutions. I can kind of tell, yeah, nice to meet you. Probably won't be talking to you much.
No.
Right? Because I'm like, you're not on my same wavelength of communication or the things that you're doing. Right. And that when you're talking to somebody, you can tell, oh my God, I just jive with this person. This person's definitely my soul group.
Right.
This is definitely my peer. And those are the people that you gravitate towards once you start doing the deep work, the deep dive of how to be better.
Pretty much what you're saying is, and this is what you believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you're saying like you have to, man or woman, you have to get your vibrational frequency to a certain standard to attract the proper person to you.
Correct.
But also you have to be the best version of yourself, because if you want a 10 and you're a 4 vibrationally, you're going to keep attracting the 4s, and every day you're going to wake up and go, why do I keep picking these wrong people?
Right. And you could even be a 10 and you may think somebody's a 10 and then you still may not be able to connect with them. And it's just because that's just how it goes.
Right. Just so, the way the chips fall.
All you're doing is trying to, when you're putting yourself in a better position, making yourself better, more loving, more caring, more fit, have a purpose in life, all the things that you need to be able to attract that type of person. That comes, and then all of a sudden that person may, be scared of you because you're improving yourself, right? So they may not be comfortable with it. Right? So, I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. There's no perfect formula, but I knew that I needed to be a better person. I needed to be a better human being. And a 10 to me is being loving, caring, strong, secure, have a purpose, get up every day, have a vision. Where am I going? What am I doing? Sometimes I get lost like everybody else and I get distracted and I get caught up in all these things. But I think there's always that compass in the background that is always saying, hey, dude, start paying attention to what's important.
Yeah.
Move in the right direction. Surround yourself with the people that are going to help you, motivate you, help you, meaning support you, in your dreams.
Right.
And if they're shitting on your stuff, those are not the people that you want to be around.
It's funny too, because, as you know, and I talk to you about this all the time, is like I coach so many of these women all over the world, and like a lot of them are like fresh out of relationships, newly divorced, or they're looking for someone to be with. Mm-hmm. And I'll say to them, don't you think that you should kind of get yourself into a good place so that the person that's attracted to you is attracted to the highest version of yourself right now? Because do you really, as a human, want to attract the energetic vibrational frequency version of yourself as a mate, right? Mm-hmm. If you are not being your best self. And I have so many women that I work with that I'm like, let's just say they're recently divorced. And I'll say to them, if you were who you are at this very moment, would you have married or attracted that person like 20 years ago? And they all say no.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
Well, I was just thinking about what you were saying is, I would go out with people back in the day just because you didn't want to be alone.
You were alone.
Right?
You were lonesome.
I was, because I was the type of person, right? I had kind of a dysfunctional family.
There's a lot of Jergens lotion in your day.
There was a lot of Jergens lotion. There was.
A lot of tissues, a lot of Jergens.
Had to be done.
Yeah.
So no, but back in the day, I was Jergens. But seriously, back in the day, I was always, because I had a dysfunctional family and they didn't have the answers that I was looking for. I had to go outside and make mistakes and so forth and so on and look for the right answers and try to find people that had answers. But I always needed to have people around me. And the more confident and stronger I became as a man, the fewer people I want around me. I mean, I'm very, very comfortable. I think you said this in your podcast last week, that you're very comfortable by being by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I remember somebody said, I'm not by myself. I'm not alone. I'm with myself.
Yeah.
What's wrong with being with yourself? Some people have to be with somebody every second of the day. I was that person. So now let me ask you a question. If I'm going to be that person that I want to be, and I'm not comfortable being by myself, that's probably a problem.
That's a red flag.
I'm going to go with anybody who even looks at me the right way, or I can go see somebody or whatever the case may be. That's not probably good, because you're not going to even find out who you are before you can add somebody to the equation.
And all these people that jump from relationship to relationship, it's like serial dating.
Yeah.
And it's like they're looking for all these places to find the right energy to make them feel like all the things you were saying, confident, validated, whatever. But the truth of the matter is, it's like they don't even love themselves. They're not even confident in themselves. They're not even validatory of themselves.
Yeah.
Why would they want someone else to do that for them? Because those people would be validating and loving someone that's not even a real person.
Right. And
you're dating their representative.
And nobody's ever going to fill you up. So no matter how much you love somebody, I'm not going to be able to give something to you that you don't have and you're not looking for.
Right.
Right. It doesn't work that way. And I think when I was younger, a lot of the time was, I was trying to fill myself up through another person, or, out of fear or whatever, or fear or insecurity or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you just want to be with somebody because you're lonely, and then there's physical attraction, all those different things. But when you really peel the onion, I think to be a man, you have to be able to say, okay, I'm going in this direction and I need somebody to be my partner in this direction, not just somebody that I'm trying to take something from. You understand? It has to be like a equal partnership.
Right.
Right.
Do you think that that's what we have together?
We do. And a partnership is what? You fill in my gaps. The things I'm not good at, Katie's awesome at. She's,
like what, Matt?
Like probably everything. I mean, I really hit the jackpot, and I mean it, but I hit the jackpot because I'm the jackpot.
Wow.
I heard birds chirping in the background. Nobody
crickets, you mean?
Crickets, yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah, I heard birds chirping in the background. It's supposed to be crickets. I think the birds
and the crickets were chirping.
The birds are when somebody knocks you in the head.
Yes.
I didn't get knocked in the head.
The crickets are when no one's like agreeing with you, buddy. They don't think it's good.
But I had to have my shit together. And if I didn't, I'm sure as hell didn't, and it's funny because when we found each other, we weren't looking for each other.
No.
We weren't looking for anything. I had just came off of a crazy divorce, and I was dealing with that. I was a single dad. sharing custody. And Katie had a bad relationship that she just got out of. She wasn't looking for anybody. And out of the blue, here we are. We just celebrated 10 years of unbelievable marriage, been together over 13 years, and it's been awesome. It's been challenging. I mean, some of the podcasts we've done before, we used to fight like rock stars. I mean, we were trying to make it fit, make it click, and finally we made it click.
What do you think was the click?
You finally submitted to me.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to die today. Baby Jesus is gonna see you at the pearly gates. I'm serious, bitch.
I'm joking. No, I think it was I think through maturity, we're like, if we want this to work the way it's supposed to, we both went on the path together and worked as a team together on our relationship, on our family, on our home, on our businesses. Everything we started doing very intentional and not just hoping that it turns out all right. Because everyone hopes for things to turn out. Most people don't go where they were going to go, right? No. So we have to take certain actions. And sometimes, I get a lot of line. Katie's going to tell me. And what I love about you most is you'll tell me, hey, what are you doing? You're better than this. You're not acting the same, or you're not doing this right, or, something. Are you okay? And if you don't call somebody out on that, and I'll ask her, hey, what are you doing? Get your head out of your ass. Why are you going 10 steps backwards when you know better and you're doing better and I thought you already put that demon behind you or whatever it was that was, holding you back. And both of us call each other out on things. And that's a partnership.
A lot of people can't handle that, though.
No, sometimes I can't even. And you too, right? Nobody likes it, but nobody likes going to the gym every day either. Nobody likes making, investing money or whatever the case may be. Whatever's hard, nobody likes to do it. But that's what matters. And that's how things get done. That's how relationships get better. And I believe that's how it stands the test of time.
Yeah. In the past relationships that you've had with women, including your first marriage.
Yes.
Do you feel like those relationships were all with high value women?
No.
Some,
yes. And high value in maybe certain areas, but not all of the areas.
Not ticking all the boxes.
Not checking all the boxes.
But I'm the perfect box ticker.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me where think back to your old relationships with all the big legged ladies that you dated. Matt has this serial thing with these women with these big legs.
Yeah.
And I have long legs wicked, too. All right. I'm not a small person by any means, but I do not have big legs.
You have very long legs.
Thank you. But they're not shaped like Folgers coffee cans at the bottom.
I don't have any Folgers coffee.
Matthew, do not make me fucking find pictures and I will post them on social media of these big legged ladies.
Listen, let me just
That's why you like the Baconator.
I love the Baconator.
If you guys know what the Baconator is,
the best. That's a biggest legged lady in America.
Guys, what?
Actually, she's from Australia, but still,
there's a Chris Lilly series called Lunatics.
Yes.
And if you don't think this show is funny, it's because the show is about you. Okay. But there's one character that Chris Lilly plays, and it's like this girl with these big fucking stilt legs, but they're like,
she's like 20 feet
they look
tall.
They look like elephants' legs.
Oh my God, they're enormous.
And every time we watch it, Matt dies. And I have this pillow that I'm sleeping with right now because I have a slap tear in my shoulder, like I tore my labrum in his shoulder. And Matt tucks me in at night. And he's like, it's like one of those long pillows, like a pregnancy pillow that I have to put my arm over. Yeah. And he's always like, oh my God, is this the Baconator's leg?
Baconator. Get the Baconator in there.
He loves big legged ladies. That's why.
I kind of do.
Okay,
right.
So
I'm not ashamed of that.
Other than your big legged lady friends,
yes.
What were some of the women like? Like what was good? What was not good?
So I think back then I don't think I really thought much.
You weren't even cognizant about it.
No, it was like, oh, okay.
He was like, oh, she's got a nice body.
And, like my first marriage was like, I graduated college, working, met my first wife. We got together probably for all of the wrong reasons. Like, this is the next step or whatever the case may be. And I think that, me coming from a dysfunctional home, I wanted to kind of make a really good home for myself. And I thought that she was the one. She wasn't. I think we found that out probably a long time before we ended up being divorced, but we had a child and I stayed in the marriage probably 5 years longer than I should have, or maybe more. But everything turns out for a reason. And if I got out of the marriage earlier than that, I would have never met you. So I believe
Everything
I don't have
happens.
any regrets.
So what were some of the downfalls of the past women? Like, if you can go back and think of some of them, like how they showed up and how they acted, and were they insecure? Were they fearful? Were they pussies? Like, what was it?
Well, all of the above. And I was all of the above. I was looking to fill things up in myself that I didn't have. Right. So I wasn't looking at me. It's like that, what do you call it? Who's behind the mask?
Yeah.
Who's the bad guy?
Yeah.
And you look in the mirror and it's you, and you take the mask off and it's you under the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I was that person, and I was looking for people to fix me, and I didn't know it was an inside job that I had to fix myself.
Say that again, brother.
I had to fix myself.
That was good.
It's an inside job. I was looking for people to fix me, help me, go where I wanted to go. And it was my responsibility to get me to go where I wanted to go. And then attracting the person that now who I am. Right?
Yeah, but we wouldn't have attracted each other if we hadn't done our work before we met each other.
No way. If I didn't do my work, I wouldn't have been ready for you. I mean, you got to figure, right? When I met you, we started seeing each other. She was doing a international television show. She was a star of it. If I had any insecurities or immaturities,
he was
jealous,
so insecure. Excuse
whatever.
me, you're a fucking liar.
Well, I'm telling you right now that I was better than I was.
Oh no, you're 100% better than you were then, and you were 100% better probably than you were before me.
Absolutely.
But I remember some jealousy and some weird little things.
But I was, I thought it was cute.
Oh no, it was not.
It was cute jealousy. There's also such as cute jealousy, by the way.
No, it's not. Jealousy to me is a turn off.
Yes.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Oh, you're such a bullshit artist.
I'm still working on that.
Still to this day, like
Especially with
friends of mine can Facebook me or whatever, and he'll be like,
Let me tell you something right now. There are no guy friends. Steve Harvey said it. Every man that knows what you're talking about. Guys are not friends. They're trying to, Yes. All the time. That's how it works. Do I have any friends that are girls?
Yeah,
no.
You have nice friends that are girls. You work with them.
I work with people. They're not my friends.
I know, but you could be banging them behind my back.
I'm not hanging around with them. I'm going over Sheila's house tonight. We're going to watch a movie together. That's with my friend.
I would stab your dick until it pulp.
Exactly, because men can't have girls that are friends.
No, but you go and have dinner and stuff because you entertain people.
That's a business dinner. I'm working with them.
Yeah, but sometimes I have business things too, and you're like, "Can I come?"
I know. Because I gotta watch out for the guys that I know how they think like me. Unless they're gay.
I have a lot of gay friends.
That's fine. They can go out with them all the time, wherever you want to go, and those are your friends.
I'm dying. Oh my God.
But other than that, no, my wife doesn't need to be around any guys that are friends. There's no such thing.
All right, listen, Kamala Harris, answer the fucking question, dude.
What was the
question? You're like skirting around. Question.
What was the question?
I said to you, you are like Kamala. You don't even remember what the hell I asked you in the first place. Tell me the
question again. I'm not a politician.
I'm saying, what were the traits that were not so fresh about the women that you dated before you met me? The bad traits.
Of me?
No, of the women you dated, you dumb motherfucker.
Oh, the women that I dated. What were their bad traits? Insecurity.
Yeah.
Wanted to be with me like all the time. I had no freedom to do it, to do certain things that I wanted to do. That would probably be much. That would probably be most of it.
They weren't pussies.
They were pussies, kind of. I think. I don't think they could handle me now.
Matthew,
for sure.
There's so many. Don't fucking listen. If you're gonna come on this podcast,
I'm on the podcast.
Be on the podcast
right now. I'm on the podcast, and I'm explaining to you my own story.
The story is boring and vanilla.
Well,
tell the damn stories. You got a million of them. I have to hear about them all the fucking time. And now we come on the podcast. There's no good stories.
What? I don't have any good stories.
Tell the computer story.
Computer story.
Returning the computer.
Oh Jesus! I forgot about that.
I can jog your motherfucking memory all the damn day.
This is good. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know which way you wanted me to explain it.
That's the way. Right. That's the way I want you to explain it.
So this was a woman that I was with. This my ex-wife. I knew it was a problem right away. She got laid off from a job, and her boss kept on calling and saying, "Hey, you need to return your laptop." And it
was like a work laptop.
A work laptop that they owned, the company owned. And I'm like, "Hey, did you return that laptop?" "No, I'm going to do it later. I'll take care of it." And I'm like, oh, she's not going to return this laptop because she lost a job, not because she got fired because she sucked at their job or anything. They were downsizing.
It happens to everybody.
Give them their computer back.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why are you sticking your head in the sand over this thing? You got to move on from this. I mean, I'm used to failure because all the time happens, right? I'm in business, I'm in sales.
Yeah.
And, I've had, adversity in my life and so forth and so on. I'm like, this is not a big deal. Bring the computer back. I'm not going to bring it back. Can you please bring it back? I go, it's not my job. Why would I bring your computer back? And I ended up bringing it back like an idiot. And, but I lost respect for her that day. I was like, I can't believe that you are not able to manage your shit.
Like something so simple.
Something so simple. What happens if something really bad happens and you have to, kind of step up and do something, important?
Well, it's these little things that are harbingers.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is a stupid laptop, but what would happen if we had a fucking total meltdown in our world?
Yeah, when we talked about that, though, that was the key. And then I noticed that every time something came up with adversity, she would put her head in the sand. She would never address it. She would hope it went away. She wouldn't, take it by the balls and, fix it or look at it or whatever. She was just one of those people.
Well, would she blame other people? Was she like victim mentality?
Very much victim mentality, or I'm not going to talk to that person anymore, or whatever the case may be. She just stick her head in the sand. And I'm like, that really turned me off because I'm opposite. I'm like, you got a problem?
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to fucking fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, we're going to fix it one way or the other, but I'm not going to stick my head in the fucking sand.
Right. Any other stories you'd like to bring up?
No, that was one of my big ones. Let me see. I was married for a very long time, so I really only had a bunch of different girlfriends that I would see, date, stay over.
What does stay over mean?
Stay over the house.
Hoe. What a hoe.
That was a hoe. Yeah.
I can't even take that.
I had a lot of nice girls that I did go out with, but they definitely weren't for me.
The big leg squad.
Some of them were big legs, some of them were long
BLS. Big leg squad.
I am, what do you call it? Equal opportunist.
Yes, you are. Okay. I like them big and small.
I like them big, medium, small, and they're all beautiful.
All different colors of the rainbow.
Yes, no problem here.
I love you.
No problems.
So I know you have some notes. You want to talk to people about like what you wrote down about what you think is a high value woman and just explain where that comes from your standpoint?
So for a high value woman is somebody that can stand on her own 2 feet, that has her stuff figured out, meaning not everything, but probably 90%. They know where they're going, they know what they want, they know how to get there, and they're working towards a goal, right? They have a purpose in life. That's a high value woman to me.
Do you think that all women should be like businesswomen?
No.
That's not a
they
thing
may
for
want
you.
Children. They may want, like, I want to stay home and be a mom.
Yeah.
And I think
that's what your first wife did.
Yeah.
She didn't have a career.
No. So that was the thing. But
it didn't turn you off, though, what I'm saying.
No, she had a career. She went to a great school. When I worked with her, when I started seeing her, she had a great job, all that great stuff. We decided that she was going to stay home with the child. I was working at the time with my daughter.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's fine, but make sure that you have a purpose and a goal, what you want to do.
Do you think that she really wanted to do that?
I do.
But she wasn't good at it?
No. That's what she said she wanted to do, but she was, she had a lot of.
Let's go down that rabbit hole for a second.
She had a lot of what do you call it?
Adverse, opposite reactions.
6 months should be this person. 6 months should be that person. I was living with Sybil.
Oh no,
I don't know
not
who
Sybil,
she was.
child.
But in any event, that's the here and there. A high value woman is somebody who knows where they're going. They take care of their body, they take care of their home. They take care of their mind. They take care of their language, how they speak, how they act. They take care of who they associate with. They are looking for a partner to, work together on things, opposed to, and filling in gaps. Like, know your strengths and know your weaknesses.
Well, what is it like that in our marriage?
I have a lot of strengths. You have a lot of weaknesses, and vice versa.
Well, let's talk about some.
Yeah. My strengths, Katie hates paperwork, taxes, insurance, dealing with bookkeepers, doing all of that kind of stuff. She can do it. She's a smart businesswoman.
Before I fucking knew you,
yes,
I did it all by myself.
I know,
bitch.
but you don't like it, and now I do it.
Who said I did like it?
No,
Who the fuck likes that?
I do.
You're sick. Oh yeah, yo. Okay.
I like it.
You like to throw it in my fucking face. I'm the one that does all this stuff. You don't do anything. You don't even know what anything is. I'm like, excuse me, I do too know what everything is.
That's the only thing I can say to you is because everything else you're pretty much doing.
No. But listen, if God forbid something happened to you tomorrow and I had to take over,
Kitty, you can
I
take
could
over
do
in
it
2
in a
seconds,
second.
but you just don't like it.
I know.
I could probably cook some ramen noodles and cook some steaks or something on the grill, but I get a 4-course meal every single night. I mean, you take care of the home like nobody else, and you're an amazing businesswoman, and you fill in all the gaps that I don't want to do because I don't like to do all those things, and you love to clean. I'm like the luckiest man in the world.
I do love to clean.
You love to clean. You're like the best housewife. Is that okay to say that?
Yeah,
As a
yes.
housewife? Is
Yeah,
that right?
we're not politically correct here.
No. I know that, but I mean, I don't want to.
Podcast.
Is that a word? I'm 57, so I say housewife.
Yeah, I don't mind being called a house. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm a very traditional.
I mean, I would say it to you. I just don't want to say it to you. People,
the girls don't care.
Fans out there,
and if they do, fuck off. I'm like a traditional housewife.
Yes.
So I love to cook and clean and do all that stuff. But then I also love business.
Yes.
And I think I'm pretty good at juggling.
Yes.
Both of those things pretty equally.
Yep.
And I still like to take care of myself and work out and do my hair and makeup and dress nice. And I do have like a good friend group, and I like philanthropic stuff. And, I'm good at that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of things I'm bad at.
Me too. I can't hammer shit. I don't build anything.
God. Matt is the least handy man.
I'm so glad I never learned any of that shit because I'll tell you, I hate it.
No, it's a turn on.
Oh, I don't like it.
I used to date guys just if I needed shit done in my house. Like I'm like, oh, I needed some floor laid. I better find a good fucking floor guy.
A good friend of mine is the guy that comes over and helps me out every now and then. And I have a couple of good friends. Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. I love you, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff's my boyfriend. Jeff, tell your wife I love her too.
Sometimes Kevin comes and helps me at the studio.
Yes, Kevin Hastings is the bomb.
Yeah.
But I do love those men.
Yes.
Because to me, when you can fix something with your hands, man, chef's kiss.
Thank God I made money because I have to have somebody to do something. And thank God I have really good friends that are like, are you kidding me, babe? You can't friggin' do this little job. I'm like, I can, but I'll probably screw it up.
You can't even hang a picture. I swear to God, I'm not joking.
It will probably cost me triple if I try to do it. So I might as well just bite the bullet and pay somebody to come over here and do it.
We have this humongous chandelier in our living room. Like it's massive. And I'm always like, Matt, just get me the big ladder.
It's very high.
Just get me the big ladder.
I'm not going to lose my wife over a friggin' light bulb.
But I'm handy.
Yeah, you can handy anything when you're on the ground.
But there's like 500 light bulbs in the out in the chandelier, and every day I sit and have coffee and I stare at the chandelier and I curse you.
We don't even have the bulbs. Do you have the bulbs?
No, I can order them anywhere.
You got to order them because they have to be the special bulb.
Okay. Well, Jeff does everything and Kevin does everything for me, so they're like my surrogate husbands that are like the handy guys.
Thank God we have them.
No, and listen, not everyone is good at all the things. I mean, like moi.
Yes,
but I do wish that you were a little bit more handy.
I am glad I'm not. I hate it. I don't like it.
Like if I ask Matt to do something outside for me, it's like watching a toddler get told in fucking Toys R Us that they can't have a toy. It's like, I don't want it. I don't want it.
I work, so hard. I work so hard, partners in the healthcare business, and I own a martial arts studio. So I have 2 businesses, and I help Katie with her business. By the time it's weekend or a Friday off or whatever day I'm taking off, I do not want to be around outside the yard doing stuff and digging
I love that. I love that.
And hammering stuff. And
I'm gonna go make you plant those 100 tulip bulbs today that I got from Holland.
That's gonna be good. I'll be out of here. I'll be at the cigar lounge.
Oh my God! All right, keep going. So I love where you're going with this. What else? Yeah. What else does a high woman, in your opinion, bring to the table?
All of those things I mentioned, and obviously being loyal. Knowing that, you being a high value woman, I never have to worry about you. I know that you have my back. That is huge. Honesty, integrity. Those are things that, we use these words. There's not much of it out there. I mean, there's no many people that you can say, hey, you know something? I don't give a shit what's going on in the world. This girl's got my back. That is huge. And that's the number one thing that attracted me to you. I was like, this girl, when she says something, she fucking means it. She may kill me every now and then, threaten me and whatever. I mean, we're spicy, but I know she has my back.
I do threaten you a lot.
That's all right.
What do I say to you?
Kill ya? I'll fucking kill you. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing little like I'll come over there and crack you in your head, or just say it one more time and I'm coming over there or something like that.
I just have to give you a look most
just a
days.
look most of the time, and then I just start pissing myself laughing.
You think it's funny when I threaten you?
Yeah, because I knew I was over. I went a little too far, and whatever.
Sometimes you do go too far. I'm just saying, you do go too far.
Yes.
But you know that if God forbid anything happened to you, or when you get old as fuck, I'll take care of you.
I'm hoping. Yes, I know you will. I know you will.
Oh God.
I hope, and hopefully I'm what do you call it? Nice to you. You remember all the nice things that I do for you.
Or it could be a misery, like the fucking book, like the Stephen King book.
You're gonna hobble me?
I'm gonna hobble you.
That wouldn't be good.
Okay, so all this stuff I agree with 100%. What do you think about how women are showing up, in your opinion, from what you look at, what you see, what you experience from the women that you know, that you work with or you come into contact with? Have you noticed that there's a trend, or there's like a turnoff of the women that are, how they're showing up in this day and age? Like, what do you see as like the downfall of women that are making them not valuable, not worthy, and not part of the bigger picture?
I think the number one problem I think women have is not feeling. I think everyone's problem, but you ask me about women, is not thinking that they're enough by themselves the way they are. They are. They may need work. They may need some confidence. They may need to work out, or they may need to work on their career, or maybe they need to work on their relationship, or get out of the fucking relationship. Whatever it is, I think it's an inside job. And I think a lot of women look for other people to save them, and nobody's going to come save you. You have to be able to look at these things and kind of have help, and find a good tribe of women that want to help each other. Or when you find a good man, you guys can work it out together, whatever the case may be. But it's an inside job, and you have to be looking for the answers. And it's not going to be in another person. It's going to be inside.
Where do you think that not enoughness stems from?
Just because we're told every day, women especially, you're told every day. Every ad is on TV that you're not beautiful enough, you're not tall enough, you're not rich enough, you're not your hair's gray, you're not brown enough, you're not blonde enough, you're not skinny enough, right? So it's been indoctrinated since you guys were babies.
I know, it's so wild,
right? And
it's
then
crazy.
You probably had some teachers that told you weren't smart enough or good enough or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it takes, I think it's 100 to 1. Every time you hear one negative thing, you have to hear 100 just to kind of make it even again.
Yeah. What, like I told you about that story that from my math teacher, Miss George. One day, we were in algebra class, and I was just having the fucking hardest time. Now that I think about my life now, and I say to myself, at that time, look at the things that were going on in my home that were probably really overwhelming to me at that age.
Sure.
And then I would go to school as like an escape.
Yep.
And then I was like always so distracted, and my brain was probably in a trauma response, but no one taught us that. And I could not for the life of me solve this algebraic equation on the chalkboard in front of everybody. And she goes, "Katie, thank God you're pretty, because you sure are dumb," in front of the whole fucking class. Can you imagine being told by another woman, an elder, that you're stupid in front of everybody in that classroom?
Not good. Not good.
And I didn't really have a lot of people to affirm that was not true.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, everyone grows up that way, though.
No, I've had some teachers that were buttes too, believe me, and they were
Not
not the brightest bulbs looking back. And me being a teacher, and I'm a motivator, and I know when I'm working with kids, I'm always, I'll correct them if they're wrong, but I'll correct them in a loving way, and I'll correct them in a strong way, meaning, I want them to be the best that they can. But they never feel degraded, or you know what I mean, or anything like that. I'll say, I always use praise, correction, praise. Oh, that was really great, John, how you did this move, or this was really great, how you really stepped up. But maybe if you do it this way and add this to it, imagine that. Let's try it that way.
Yeah.
And try to teach kids that way, and they get it. You're going to get the result you want. There's no way that you needed to be told that.
So true.
You are good at math, and you are an unbelievable businesswoman, but that could have screwed you up forever. But yeah, no, a lot of women have, a lot of problems with, not feeling enough, and guys do too. And, guys are not in with, they're not in touch with their feelings enough, and they don't know, a lot about feelings, because it's like, they're told keep a stiff upper lip and just shut up and keep going.
Yeah.
and don't talk about your feelings. So that's good.
You're a pussy if you do.
Yeah, that's not good. You know what? You want to talk about your feelings. I'm not talking about being a pussy and always complaining about.
Yeah, we don't want soy boy beta bitches around here.
Feelings, but if you have something that's bothering you, I'm lucky. I have guys I can say, "Hey, I'm struggling with this. Did you ever have a problem with this? Or I'm just looking at this. Can you help me with that?" Or it's so important. And you mentioned to me about young women, young men. I worry about the younger people because I think you're not going to get those type of answers, on the phone, going back and forth and not meeting the person or not knowing the person or whatever. And that part scares me, that people are not connecting enough. And, that part scares me. My generation, we always still talk and get together and so forth. You too. But a lot of people don't.
No. All the younger generation now, they just talk on the phone and text and stuff. To your point with the praise, correction, praise.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would be cool if even us as adults in our own adult relationships use that with each other? Like, could you imagine if you were in a fight with your wife, or you were in a disagreement, or she did something crazy or weird, if you said, I really appreciate you did this.
Yes.
But like, I would more appreciate if you did it this way, or let's try it differently the next time. Don't you think that would mitigate so many fucking knockdown, drag out brawls in your home?
Are you speaking to me?
I mean, yeah.
I always praise, correct, praise. After I go fucking bananas.
You little fucking liar.
That's actually a really good
Tell
point.
everybody about your paper trail that you left for me while you went to Los Angeles last week.
Okay. So I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to paper, like paper meaning
holy underwear and holy underwear.
Some holy underwear that were blessed by the Pope. It was so holy.
The other day I was folding Matt's boxer briefs and I just stuck my finger through the hole in the ass and I just flipped Matt off and he was like, yeah, okay, you're flipping me off. I was like, and my finger is through the hole in your fucking underwear, you pig.
Away. I think it's
why'd you throw them away, bitch?
Underwears for too long.
Why did you throw the underwear away?
Because you humiliated me.
No, because I took it from the hole and I ripped it in half.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The only way you'll throw it away is if I rip the underwear
you didn't rip
in half.
that piece out. You've
I
done
did
that
too.
In the past, but I got it. I took it upon myself before the poor little underwear was ripped to pieces. I took it and I threw it in the trash.
Don't you feel like a big hole in your underwear? I mean, if I had a hole in anything, it'd be in the trash.
It's nice in the summer.
I can't stand you.
It is fall now, but
All right, go back to your paper hoarder situation.
Okay, so I
should have taken pictures.
I was in California, and my desk has been crazy, right? So I was doing taxes.
Our desk.
It was our desk, but I made it my desk because I hoarded paper all over on your side. And then I noticed that you were doing work in your podcast room, so I'm like, "Oh, this is my desk now." I'll just take it over.
Why do you think I was doing work in my podcast studio?
I wrecked the desk.
Yeah, and can I work in a messy environment?
No, you cannot.
What does the environment have to be for me to work?
Pristine.
Thank you.
Just have a pristine environment.
So go ahead.
Me not so much.
You holy underwear bitch.
I can find everything. So, anyways, I'm in California, and I called her one morning and I said, I get on the FaceTime with her. Hey, babe, how are you? And it was a 3-hour time change.
I miss you.
And I was just waking up, just had my first cup of coffee. I thought I could deal with her after one. I needed two. She's already been up and going. She's in the office. I am
caffeinated.
Very highly caffeinated. And I was out with the guys late that night. And I see her in the office. Good morning. And then I just see my desk. She's going through everything. I'm like, oh, God, I'm not going to be able to find a fucking thing when I get back. And I'm like freaking out. And she's like, I just threw away so much stuff. And I'm like, what did you throw away? And where did you put it?
And what did I say to you?
I have things here from 2017 that you bought and you have receipts for.
In another country.
In another country. I don't think you need these receipts.
And then what did I do with everything?
You stacked it and you tossed it.
No, what did I toss? Where did it go?
And you burnt it.
And why did I burn it, Matthew?
Because you wanted to get rid of it
forever. He's like, you better stay. You better hold on to that bag until I get home. I go, oh no, bitch! I'm going outside. I'm having a fucking bonfire, and I burned that shit it took me 6 fucking hours to burn that shit, and it felt cathartic.
Yeah. It's gone. I don't know what it was in there.
Oh my God. It was probably like your birth certificate.
My life.
$1 million check. Yeah. No, it was just, I don't know where this, I feel like these types of things that people do when they hoard their trauma responses. Like, so obviously I'm busting your balls. I didn't throw away everything. No, I filed it really nice and whatever.
You did a nice job.
Like,
don't do it again.
But today,
that was a really good thing. But please, next time, if you could just wait until I can look at it first before you get rid of it.
No,
that would be
you're not going to praise correction praise me with this shit.
Now.
But today, so we're going through receipts today because we were working in the office, our office.
It's our office again.
Yeah, and we were going through receipts, and he's like, I don't even know what these things are. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're just fucking receipts from like dinners and this and that. And he's like, I had everything perfect. I was like, how did you have everything perfect?
I don't talk like that. I had the thing going.
That's what I hear when you're acting like that. Let me tell you I hear a little baby bitch.
Yeah, well,
baby beta.
Yeah.
Little soy boy. We should get you a little man bun fucking wig for yourself.
I don't have any fucking hair, so I won't be wearing.
No, but I'll get you an actual wig and I'll put it in a fucking man bun. Fucking Mulan.
Here I am. I'm over there. I'm looking at my stuff. She dumped out files and put them on the desk. Things that were already filed. The same file, by the way, we both use.
Bro, if they were filed,
she took it out.
Excuse me, if they were filed, why would they be in this disarray? Filing is like taking one piece of
ask yourself, was it the red folder, which is now blue, which is very confusing.
Like your balls if you don't calm down.
Because it's been a red folder forever. We don't talk about my blue balls today. Okay. But now I have a blue folder.
To match your balls.
Yeah, probably. But yeah. So anyways, it's clean. Let's put it that way. Next time I travel, I'll just lock everything away in the safe. I'll just take it with me in a carry-on.
I'll fucking kill you. Can you imagine you have like two pieces of luggage, one for your shit and then one for all your papers that you don't want me to touch? You fucker, dude. All right, keep going with your high value shit.
All right.
Anything else?
I think that's about it.
My
balls are blue and so was my folder.
I gotta fucking
so that's
kill
the end
you.
of that.
What do you think constitutes a high value man? Because you're around so many men that are amazing men. Mm-hmm. And you're around some men that are not so amazing.
Right.
Little pussy ass bitches.
Sometimes they are. And you know, yeah.
Do you know what I like?
What?
I like a really masculine man.
Yeah.
I don't like sad little bitch boys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not a sad. You want a sad little bitch boy? Don't fuck with my shit. I'll show you some masculine shit. Come over there and I'll give you
a little slap.
I'll give you a little crack in the butt.
All right, Charlton Heston.
All right.
I should give him a little slap.
That was the other guy.
What's his name? That was Charlton Heston.
No, Charlton
Heston. Who was it?
It was James Bond.
Oh, who?
Sean Connery.
Oh, that's right.
Sean Connery.
Why did I? To me, those Heston. Two people are the same person.
They're not even close.
Really?
Dude. Yes.
So was Sean Connery?
Sean Connery.
I thought Charlton Heston. Oh, he's the NRA. He was the head of the NRA.
Yes.
But
you freaking gun that.
You know I love the guns. but the other guy, Sean Connery, he's British.
Yes.
Is Charlton Heston
British.
American?
I don't know. I don't know because I only saw him in movies. I never talked to him yet.
So it was Sean Connery that says, I just want to give him a little slap.
I watched a lot of his movies.
I should give him a little slap.
Yes.
Is that how he said it? Did he say it to Barbara Walters? Who did he say it to?
It's Barbara Walters.
Was it?
Sometimes I have to give a woman a little slap, he said.
Something like a little slap.
That wouldn't go over too well these days. That was a long time ago and it didn't go over
I'd like to slap some people. Fuck, I don't give a shit if it's 2024 or fucking 1981.
You don't care if it's a man or a woman.
I don't. I'll fucking whack anybody that pisses me off. You know me. I don't give a fuck. I'm an equal opportunity slapper.
It won't be a slap. It will be a punch.
It'll be a cuff.
It'll be
a tight little cuff to the cheek.
A hook.
Right hook. Exactly.
The right hook is good.
But I do like a masculine man. And I think that more women that I work with, I wish that they would desire a more masculine man, because I think that in this day and age they're looking for like, oh, I want a man to be in touch with his feelings and all this shit. And I was like, you can have a masculine man that has that good balance of being masculine and in charge and takes care of you, but also can be like, that's how you are. I think you're like perfectly like that. Like, you know when to be. What do you got, a little fucking tickle in your throat? You got a pube?
I had a little I had to fix my throat. Do you mind?
What have you been doing?
You want to breathe for me now too?
I might just have to, because your breathing is just not on point with my standards.
Yeah, well, I have a pillow for that.
Oh, I'm going to hold it over your head later.
Hold it over yours.
Oh my God. See, these people aren't going to want to have this relationship.
This is an awful relationship. We're liars. Just kidding.
We are bullshit artists.
Okay. High value man. Yeah.
In your opinion?
Definitely caring, loving. You have to be. I'm a loving guy. I definitely am. I care about people. The guy has to have a passion. The guy has to have a passion outside of the bedroom, along with a passion inside the bedroom. I think he's gotta always respect you and respect themselves. And somebody would always respect you, I think, if he respects himself. I think that's what I learned.
So most men that don't respect their women actually have no respect for themselves first.
Yes. Yeah. Because anytime you do something, it's because you're not fixed. If you're doing something off, and if I'm doing something off,
so someone's cheating on their wife.
Well, I think you said on your last podcast, this part number 1, you were saying if somebody's doing something or you don't like what I'm saying, that means it's something in you that's raw, meaning that you don't like the way it is.
That's
right?
very true.
Right.
So what Matt's saying is, if anything on this podcast triggers you, and you're like, I hate Katie Boyd, I want to write her some hate mail.
But I love Matt
because you're a little pussy,
and I want him on more. I'll take that.
No, but a lot of people will email me and say, like, you said this thing and I thought it was very rude. And I was like, why don't you take a look at your fucking self and why that's abrasive to you?
A lot of times is when something bothers you, it's usually the truth.
All the time.
All the time, pretty much.
Because people shouldn't be able to steal your peace if you're a peaceful person.
No.
Right.
And if I don't respect you, I don't respect myself. Because, it's like if you're going to ruin your marriage or you're going to ruin a relationship or somebody that loves you and you really found that person, you're a self-saboteur that just doesn't have enough respect or you don't think you deserve that person. And that happens a lot too, right? People are like, this person's just too good for me and I don't deserve this. Wow. I'm too happy and I don't deserve this.
So you think that people will fuck up their relationships because they don't feel worthy and they'll self-sabotage?
Or be immature enough to receive. Right. I mean, a lot of it is, I could always give, but I think you also said, in the last podcast that you had a hard time receiving. And I was the same way. I was always a giver or help. Oh, can you help me, Matt? Can you do this for me? And I generally want to serve. I want to help people. I love people and I have great people around me. And just recently as a man, probably when I was about 50, maybe 48, somewhere around there, I was actually able to ask for help or ask for assistance with things, and that was huge for me. And now I'll do it all the time. And guess what? People that are very successful always ask, not a lot, but when they need help with something, they will pick up the phone and they'll call.
And that's how you know they really need you, because they don't ask for things all the time.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Where can women find high value men? Because I was saying to you today, I was reading this study, and they said, like, within 5 to 10 years, the whole club scene in the world, like the rave scene, the club scene, the bar scene, is gonna like really come to a halt.
Yes,
because everyone is fucking up using like Twitter and Twitter. What's it called? Tinder and Bumble and all these friggin' dating things. Yep. And Matt was like, why do they want to do that? And I was like, because like if you go to a bar or club, you have to like shower, shave your armpits and your fucking legs. You got to get all dressed.
God forbid.
It's a lot of work, man. Have you ever taken everything shower?
I'm talking about myself. I mean, if you don't even want to wash yourself to go meet somebody, maybe you're not on my level.
This is everyone.
I know, but it's like.
Have you fucking not looked around the world? Matt, people stink. They smell. They're fucking greasy. Their skin is falling off their body. Oh. They smell like BO. So if your armpits smell like BO, what does your pussy and balls and butt and badussit smell like?
Not good.
Swiss and swass and Mountain Dew.
Not good. Take care of yourselves, people.
So I was saying this to Matt, and I was like, so they have to like get dressed, shower, get dressed. They need to have money. You need to have money to go out, right? So you got to have money for, I don't know if there's like cover charges at bar or what.
See, these people are already out of my league, meaning I don't want anything to do with all of these people.
Oh my God.
Right? I don't.
And then you have to go to the club, and then you have to hope that you fucking run into someone that you're sexually attracted to, their looks.
No.
And then you're like rolling the dice, because like then what if you like, okay, you're like, you see this person in the club and you're like, oh, they're hot. Mm-hmm. And then let's just say you go home with them that night.
Yeah.
And like, what if her pussy smells like Low Tide in Boston Harbor, or his balls smell like freaking Famunda cheese?
Yeah. That's one of the things that could happen. What a horror show.
Matthew, this is real life.
I understand.
Oh, yeah. You've never done a scratch and sniff fucking taste test?
It's not good. It's not good. And people were clean back then. Imagine now. I didn't know they were this disgusting.
Why is everyone so dirty?
I don't no idea. But
they just sit all day and fart and play fucking video games. and they have to just walk to the kitchen and get a snack and then back. This is everyone, dude. I'm telling you, Matt, this is the world that we're living in,
and that's why I'm not in that world.
But think about that. So you have to do all that shit at the club and hope and pray that this person's like clean and good and doesn't have an STD or 10 STDs. And
I would set my intention if I was going to the club. I'd be like, I'm going to meet somebody really nice tonight. I'm going to have a great time. They're going to be clean. They're going to be beautiful. They're going to be beautiful inside. It's going to be a wonderful night. My friends and I are going to experience an amazing evening. I would set the intention right off the spot, but I wouldn't be bumping into anybody
Matthew,
like that.
I'm telling you that no one's going to the club.
Okay. Well,
okay.
You know something?
So how are they meeting?
I'm opening a club. That's how you're going to meet guys. I'm going to open a club, and I'm only going to have clean, good people there.
You should be like a matchmaker.
Yes, I'll be a matchmaker.
Mat maker.
I'll tell you right now, if you guys, girls, you want to find a nice guy, you need to go to a cigar lounge and hang out.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some guys in there that are heavy hitters, business wise, and just good guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And extra kudos if it's the two guys smoke shop.
Smoke shop, two guys smoke shop. I mean,
Dave Garofalo.
They just had this huge event, and I see 200 or 300 men to every woman. And I don't know the real numbers. But
Dave, I still want to do a singled out dating game at your next cigar event. Because how dope would that be if we because even when I go to the cigar things with you, I'm like, wow, how did I not know this was a thing?
Yeah.
Like all these guys are super masculine.
Yep.
They have money because cigars are expensive.
Yes.
They all have like amazing jobs.
Yep.
They're the nicest guys I've ever met in my entire life.
Really nice people. Really nice people.
And then the girls are going on Bumble and Tinder and all this shit.
And they'd have like 10 guys on them. And they'd have like 30 guys on one.
It's like 30 to 1.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Easily.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And if
I come back as a woman in my next life, I'm going to be seeking out the cigar lounges.
And even if you don't like cigar smoke,
I'll come back
you don't have to. Cigar hoe.
Cigar hoe. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Even if you don't like cigar smoke, it doesn't matter because
You're not smoking all the time.
You're not smoking all the time. You're not smoking in the house and stuff. Well, some people do.
Some people
not
do.
my
Those
house.
ones will be the gross ones. You just get away from them. And then just go with the ones that smoke every now and then.
Yes. Yeah. Like you. Every fucking day of your life. Sometimes Matt will come over and kiss me. I'll be like, did you brush your teeth? You smell like an ashtray.
Yes, good.
But that is a good.
Then I make her smoke them so she can't tell the difference.
That's true. But that's actually good 2 cents you just put in there. If you want to meet a nice high value guy who's a masculine man,
you asked me,
go to the cigar places.
Yep.
Where else?
Where else? That would be my number one place. The number 2 would be
go to Sig Sauer.
Yeah.
Go learn how to shoot some guns.
Meet some guys there.
Oh yeah.
Meet some guys there.
Like Navy SEALs.
Navy SEAL type guys and really good guys over there. You got friends always good. If you have friends,
who
like-minded,
who you trust.
But the main thing is, I would say, is get yourself in check first, because then you're really going to then it's going to open up. And I am a big, huge believer in the universe. And I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, everything's coming to me. Everything's coming to me. My person's coming to me, all that stuff. It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to say, okay, I am changing my life. I need to attract the person of my dreams or somebody that I want to be with for the rest of my life. And you have to be all right, honest. I'm a 4, but I want a 10. And it's not going to happen.
Yes.
And again, we're not talking about looks. I'm talking about energy.
Right.
I'm a 4 in energy. I'm not positive.
Yeah, but these motherfuckers probably don't even know they're a 4 in energy. This is the problem.
I don't know.
How do you take a real consensus of yourself? Because I know I do all the time. I'm like, who do I want to be? And what are the things that I need to do to get there?
Yeah.
And am I doing the things that I know every day that I need to get there?
Yeah.
Most people aren't going to fucking do that work.
Well, people listening to this podcast are, because this is your podcast, and a lot of people, I'd probably say about 70-30. So the 70 is the good people and the 30 is not, right? So you figure 70-30 percentage. They could be like, you know something? I've been doing all these other things. Maybe I need to really take a look at myself. What am I doing for my body? What am I doing for my career? What am I doing for myself? Do I love myself? Do I feel enough? Am I a good person? How do I treat people? How do I treat myself? What makes me afraid? And what can I do to fix it? And those are the questions. You have to ask those deep questions and write them down and then start searching for answers. Because if you don't fix those things in yourself first, it's an inside job. You're not going to attract the person. It may even last for like a year. You may waste 5 years with the person, which is a horror show.
Been there, done that.
And then it's going to be like, oh, well, it's still not working. Well, because you didn't go back and fix the foundation, which is you.
Yeah.
You know,
You're so right.
Right? It's the foundation. It's an inside job, and I don't care where you go. You can meet the best guy, or whatever. He may like you, but if you're insecure or you don't think you're enough or you're not confident,
it's a turn off.
It's not gonna work.
I agree. Like if I was with a guy and he was insecure and being a little bitch, I'd be like, fuck this dude.
Not good. And and I'm not saying I'm not perfect. I have a lot of stuff I'm working on.
Oh,
I know
same.
I know it's an inside job, and sometimes it's things I think I battled and won. I'm like, what the fuck did that come from? I'm doing this again, or I'm acting that way again, or I'm fearful about this, or whatever the case may be. But I can fix it quicker and look at it quicker, and kind of look at it. And now that I have a great partner, I can say, hey, what do you think? I'll ask Katie. I'll say, what do you think?
You don't want to ask me.
I always ask you.
What do I say?
Stop looking. I don't know. Stop doing it. I mean, you always give me good
What
answers.
the fuck is wrong with
What's
you?
wrong with you? You know better than this.
I said that to you the other day.
Yeah, I know. That's why I use that example.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell them whatever we were talking about.
I know. No, I don't care.
Anything else you have on your little legal pad?
My legal pad. This is a good one. Finding a strong man, meaning not muscular strong. That's fine too. That's fine and dandy. Having a strong man that way, but emotionally strong
and spiritually strong.
Spiritually strong, that he can be there with you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because life can be fucking hard.
Do you know that there was just like a census or a study or something that came out that said most men leave their wives when they have been diagnosed with a terminal illness?
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like when the most divorce and cheating and shit happens, when the wife has been diagnosed with some kind of sickness, illness, and disease, or even like a terminal illness.
That's awful.
Can you imagine?
No.
Like, do people not take their marriage seriously?
Don't know.
Like till death do us part.
I didn't know
to the sick times and the good and the healthy and the whatever the fuck.
The old death do us part went out the window. I mean, one little fart the wrong way. I'm out of here.
Can you imagine?
The guy's like, I'm out of here. I'm not taking this shit. You actually want me to wash?
Can you imagine? Dude, Matthew.
I mean, it doesn't take much. I mean,
I have never. Can I just say this? This is such a non sequitur, but I have never smelt so many smelly people in my life since till lately.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
What the fuck is that?
Oh no.
I had one client one time who smelled so bad.
They don't smell themselves.
Bro, if I sit on the toilet after I work out and it smells like chicken soup for the soul,
yeah,
I put that pussy in a bath.
Take a bath.
And I scrub it.
Yeah. Yeah.
With special scrubby pussy gloves.
Wash yourself. Wash yourself.
Yes, shake your ass. Wash yourself.
Maybe they knew back then with that song. Wash yourself.
Yes.
Shake your ass. Wash yourself.
Yes. Do you remember that song? Ass and titties. Ass and titties. See,
I remember that.
And you know what the second part of the song was? Soap and water. Soap and water. There's a reason.
There's a reason. Apparently,
we need to bring that song back to the youngins.
We need some kind of a programming cassette tape.
Can you fucking imagine we're having these conversations?
Wash them.
And I can't tell you how many women come to the gym and they tell me, oh, I just started dating this guy and it was like a fourth or fifth date and, we were fooling around and I went down on him and his fucking dick smelled like the funkiest gorgonzola cheese you ever did. Can you imagine that, like, that ammonia smell? The ammonia smell.
I'd request blood tests now.
I need a full blood workup.
I need a whole panel before I even go
there. We're going to get Dr. Applebaum on this one. Like, Dr. Applebaum, I think you need to start running some blood panels for all these motherfuckers. I want to know their testosterone levels.
Did you see my doctor first before I even go near you?
Honestly.
I don't know. It's pretty disgusting.
Honest to God. When I was watching the friggin' Monsters show the other day on Netflix, the Menendez brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And the father was like, I don't want him to bring AIDS in this house. I don't want. Well,
I didn't see this yet, but
you'll see it this week.
Watch it this week.
I watched it when you were away because I needed something to do. But I'm like, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? But now I'm like, you know what? He kind of had something going for him.
He had something going when he was molesting his kids. What a loser.
I know, what a loser, seriously. But I think it's a great idea. I think we should have a full, like, just hand the person the thing. Yep. Here's all the boxes you need to tick before I go on a date with you. I want a full blood panel. I want to know if you had any STDs. Yep. I want to know your genetic codes.
Yeah.
So if you have like fucking sickle cell or some fucking crazy thing, I want to know if I have a baby with you. We're gonna have like genetic.
People get married. They don't even know each other's credit score. People get married. They don't even know what are your goals are. Do you want children? This is
why does this happen? This is Matthew. This is cockamamie.
It's cockamamie. Yeah. It's cockamamie. But
Dude,
you don't
we
know
knew
this stuff until
we
you
knew
get old.
everything about each other before we got married.
Because I was old and you were older. You were a woman. You were old beyond your years.
Yeah, but why don't
You're
parents?
an old soul.
Thank you. But why don't parents say to their children as they're getting, ready to like make that leap? Like when you go on a date with a guy, you need to know these things.
Let's ask the question. Why didn't your parents ask you that? Because they probably left out fucking 10,000 other things that they should have taught you.
Yeah, Mike and Terry Boyd. I'm trying to get them on the podcast.
And my
I texted my mother today. Do you want? Hold on, I gotta read the text message from my mom.
My parents were the same way. They didn't have the answers.
You ready
You're
for
asking
this?
people that don't have the answers.
Listen. Wait. Hold on.
What did she say?
Where's my mother's text? Oh, okay. I go, hey guys, I want you to come on my podcast. And my mom texts back and goes, Daddy wants to know what your podcast is going to be about.
Oh yeah, because he's got to give you the third degree before he decides he's going to do it or not.
I'll tell you what it's going to be about.
It's going to be about everything. Everything.
Everything. Oh my God. Anything else you'd like to say? I think you need to come up with a whole plan of action for all the young ladies and even some of the older women that listen to this podcast, because they may be fresh out of a marriage, new to the dating scene or whatever.
Yeah.
Where their husbands might have passed away or something happened,
Yeah.
I think it's hard.
It's good. It's hard. It's hard. And one of the other things I wrote down, last one, is don't always agree.
Ooh.
Right? Don't always agree. If you agree
with the other person,
meaning like I'm just agreeing because I just want to sweep it under the fucking rug. That's not good. I don't agree with Katie on everything.
You sure don't.
I'm going to hide my paperwork.
Good.
And I'm going to do what I want with it.
I don't have to see it.
And I'm going to turn my folder back to a red one.
No. I like it to be blue. I like it to be blue.
No, but always don't agree just because, you have to have your individual, hey, we don't agree on this. I think that this, and you may change your mind, but don't just cave as a guy. Guys cave a lot, but then they hold it. And then they're like, well, Sheila at the office doesn't. She's always agreeing with me and she agrees with me perfectly.
So she can touch my gorgonzola dick.
You know what I mean? So I think it's, you have to be standing in your own power as a woman and a man. We don't agree on everything, but the important things, it wouldn't work if we didn't agree on it.
I think the next thing I want you to do for your podcast homework is I want you to start to compile a list of all the things that women and men should talk about before they get married or before they make like a really serious commitment.
Oh, I know a lot of that.
One is, do you hold on to holy underwear?
Yes. Well, that is something that I should have discussed with you in the beginning. And I like my holy underwear. Maybe they fit just right. Maybe the elastic band is just broken in perfectly where it just
broken in.
Hugs my
elastic
ass.
Band and broken in do not.
Maybe it was a broken ass that I had. Maybe I like the air conditioning. I don't know what it is. But
do you wipe back to front?
I think it's a hoarding thing. I think it's like a thing that I don't know. I got to let go of my underwear and let go of some paper. I'll let you know. We'll tune back in on the next podcast I'm invited on, and I'll let you guys know about my underwear.
Let's talk about your junk drawer in the kitchen.
My junk drawer in the kitchen of little things. And
how many lighters? Because I cleaned your junk drawer when you were away too.
Well,
how many lighters were found? How many?
Too many.
Mm-hmm. How many cigar cutters were found?
Too many. Lots.
And you're like, oh my God, I keep buying them because I can't find them.
I don't buy them.
They're promos.
Promos, and I just keep keeping them.
God help me, Jesus.
How many do I need? I should just throw the freaking things out.
Man,
we took care of that.
Stressed me out.
Yeah, give me lots of stress.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast.
It was a great podcast.
Certainly did.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Thanks for humiliating me.
Well, that's what I do best.
And another thing, to be a manly man, do not let your woman humiliate you like she did to me today.
Now, obviously, help
me, please.
Put the lotion in the basket. All I have to say, though, is, this season is kind of entitled The Healing Diaries, because it's like all the things that I had to really take a step back on and look at my life and heal from. And I think that I really had to take a step back and say, like, am I being the woman every day that I desire to be? And are the things that I'm doing every day helping me get closer to the person that I desire to be? And a lot of it was healing through what I think is important.
Yes.
And what I know is important. Mm-hmm. And this really helped me. And I think last week's podcast helped so many people because I got a lot of emails about it. And I loved getting emails from people just telling me like that they're really resonating with what we're talking about.
That's awesome.
But I do know, even though I bust your balls, that the women like to hear from you too, because it is nice to have a male perspective,
Absolutely.
In this game.
Absolutely.
So thanks for coming on. And you have your homework.
I have
Cut
my
out for
homework.
you.
I'll see you for the next one when you invite me back. And ladies, thank you so much. And gentlemen, have a great day and stay ambitious.
Wow. That was horrible extra. You're not getting your paycheck on this one this week. Oh my God, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. And please share it with as many people as you can. If you have a bunch of friends that are like, I can't find a man. And I don't care who you're into. You're into llamas. You're into ladies. You're into fucking polar bears. I don't give a fuck who you're fucking, but you got to make sure that you're being the best that you can be, not only for that person, but more importantly for yourself, right? And share it around. And in the meantime, don't forget to stay ambitious, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye, y'all.